Lately, I've been growing crystals, but they take weeks to finish growing, and since I don't really want to wait any longer, I figured out a way to grow instant crystals into a tall tower of hot ice in the matter of minutes. I know, that sounds like a mouthful. Well, allow me to explain. I mixed together 3 cups of vinegar and 3 tablespoons of baking soda, which created a reaction to form something called a sodium acetate solution. When that solution started to fizz, I stirred it until it stopped producing bubbles and all the baking soda dissolved completely. I boiled the mixture on medium heat for 45 minutes, mixing it with a spoon in intervals and constantly checking it to see what would happen next. Soon, I started to see some bubbles form on the sides of the pot, and that's when I had a good feeling that this was working. Those bubbles turned into an entire colony. The liquid started to turn a little bit cloudy and darken into a caramel yellow tinted dirty toilet water. And once I saw those bubbles overtaking the entire thing within a matter of minutes, I knew that I had to take it off the heat and get ready for the next step. I was left with about half a cup of liquid, and I was nervous that I possibly wouldn't have enough liquid since so much evaporated, but I stuck to trusting the process and poured the solution into a measuring cup and let it cool in the fridge for another 45 minutes. The smell in my house was very strong. It smelled like back in the day when my mom would clean all the countertops with her homemade vinegar solution, and I would ask her why it smelled so pungent. And she said because it's doing its job. I kept the windows open because boiling vinegar can emit some carbon dioxide gas, so if you're doing this, be careful and keep the place ventilated and beware of the strong smell and make sure you have a carbon detector in your home. But now, it was time to scrape the crystals off the sides of the pot. You can let them dry for a bit, but here's where you cannot forget your safety goggles. You know, women in STEM. But anywho, we were left with so many crystals, I added them on 3 different plates and figured we'll make 3 different crystals since you only need about a tablespoon of the crystals for the icicles to grow. And soon, my mixture in the fridge was cooled and ready to experiment with, and we were finally ready to try forming our first instant icy tower crystals. The moment of truth came because I began to slowly pour it over the crystals, and you can imagine that I was quite disappointed to see that it was not working, and I was very confused. So I sat there for a moment and thought to myself, I know this works, and I have to figure out how to actually make it work. It's like when I built my own machine that turns plastic water bottles into filament, and it took me days to figure out that the reason it was melting and not forming into the stringy filament was because I had to cut a small piece of the plastic and poke it through the machine's hole before turning it on and heating it up and then pulling it through. Well, my friends, this was no different. And I knew I would figure it out, but this time, instead of that taking days of trials and errors, I was determined as heckin' to make that happen in a matter of minutes. And that I did, because I realized that if you pour the cooled vinegar solution on top of the solidified powder too quickly, the crystals will just spread out horizontally and they won't grow. So this time, I went nice and slow. And you know what that taught me? That this experiment is very forgiving, but it also does not like me very much, because I'll explain. I started adding small drops one at a time very slowly until I started to see it solidify and morph into the image I actually had in my head of these crystals. It was growing and growing, and I was so excited I was filled with joy and triumph. But before I knew it, my liquid ran out. And I realized that I now had a big problem because I had used the mixture for 2 plates already and I poured way too much of it. So I tried to save some of the leftover liquid from those plates, but then it just solidified on me and the measuring cup looked all frozen. So frustrated, I knew I needed to make this work and grow a taller crystal just like the one I had imagined in my head. I put my thinking cap on and my science glasses on and came to a final solution. I decided I would make more of this mixture. And this time, I was gonna make sure that I had more than enough liquid to make the crystals as tall as possible. Plus, I knew that this would yield more crystal seeds, so we could do this right this time and grow a lot more. So I got back to work. Quickly, I redid the entire thing. Kept the doors and windows open, don't worry. And soon, the liquid was ready and I tried again. But it didn't work at all this time. I kid you not, I was up till like 12 o'clock in the morning trying 20 different times to get this thing to grow, and it just would not grow, and I was very stressed. But I realized in the process that the super saturated solution either didn't have enough baking soda or didn't have enough vinegar, and then I got it to work a little bit on this one, but to my surprise, the liquid in the measuring cup just froze on me. It was actually kind of insanely cool. They were definitely icy crystals in that container. Maybe there were leftover crystals on the top of the rim, even though I was really careful not to spill any on the sides. I don't know what was happening, okay, but all I knew was that I was tired and I needed sleep, and I knew I would wake up with a fresh mind and try it one last time. That was it. So the morning came. Couldn't sleep at all that night because I just wanted to grow the tallest instant icy crystal ever. So I woke up at 7 a.m., went to buy more vinegar because I ran out, and did the whole thing again. Push came to shove. The liquid was cool, everything was set, and I had another go at it. And it didn't work. But I tried again, and I poured really slowly, and finally, thank the Lord, it worked. The crystal started to grow taller than before, still not tall enough because again the liquid just kept freezing inside of this measuring cup, and I went to pour it and then I ran out of the liquid. But I still had the solution to work with, so I figured, well, maybe if I reboil it and then add a tiny drop more of vinegar, place it back in the fridge and then try again, it would work even better. And this time I decided I was going to keep the mixture in the fridge and use my dripper and keep going back for more so that the mixture didn't freeze on us mid-pour. And as I poured, I could actually watch each drop piling up on the tower of our hot ice. The freezer thing didn't end up working because once I touched the liquid with my dripper, it slowly began to freeze inside of the container. But the actual crystal, it was warm to the touch, which was so cool. I tried a few times, kept doing it over and over, but the solution just kept freezing so quickly and I was beside myself. I'm still a scientist in training, okay? But I was really happy with the two results that kind of did work, and being taught along the way a lot of different things from science that's kicking my butt. And it was so fun to watch these amazing instant icy crystals start to form before my very eyes, even if they didn't get as tall as I would have liked. I wanted to be in competition with myself to see which crystal could grow the tallest and then measure them, but by now days had passed, and I was just happy that it worked at all, and to be more informed about the intricacies of science along the way. What basically happens here is that the sodium acetate solution contains water, and when boiling it down, we reduce the amount of water present, so much so that it grows into a crystal when you pour the liquid back onto the shards at the bottom of the pot. The molecules join back together and create a supercooled solution, which is just a sciencey term for cooling down a medium past the point where it would turn into a solid. And that's what leaves us with the new growth of the crystal icicle. The reaction actually has a name. It's called a nucleation site, which is what gives the sodium acetate the push that it needs to crystallize as you add the liquid back to the plate. And that's how it ends up growing taller and taller by the second and forms the tall structured ice crystal on the plate. This crystallization process actually releases heat, so the hot ice is warm to the touch. It's not hot enough to burn though, don't worry. A similar reaction is actually used in portable hand warmers. I could repeat the process by melting the crystals down into a liquid again, cooling it again, and making another tower. So I'm gonna keep trying and keep you updated along the way because I really want to grow a taller one. Now, I was so busy with this experiment that I didn't even update you on the fact that initially I thought it would be so easy. So I was like, oh wow, this is the perfect moment to experiment with other solutions to see if we can grow other instant crystals. So during this process, I actually tried growing instant crystals with 4 other solutions: sugar, salt, citric acid, and absorbent resin. I couldn't risk passing up this amazing learning opportunity to experiment even further because I wanted to know more about how we could quickly become instant crystal growing experts. I dissolved each ingredient into some water, microwaved it for like 5 minutes to remove the excess water content, and then tried growing the crystals. I'll spare you the time here though because unfortunately it didn't work. I was especially sad with the salt results because I read that salt can act as a nucleation agent too. It can make larger crystals just like the baking soda and vinegar does. So I was really confused why it didn't work, but maybe next time I'll try boiling the solution down like I did with the successful one to remove even more water content. Maybe leave it overnight, I don't know. I know the sugar does work too because you can make sugar crystals with sugar, so why wouldn't this work? Well, unfortunately, I do not have that answer. And the absorbent resin, that actually ended up turning into this jelly-like substance right when I added water to it, so I didn't even try adding that to the plate, but it was really cool to see what it actually turns into after you add water, and it placed some really cool ideas in my head for future science experiments with this stuff. Anywho, all in all, this was quite the success, and I had a good time. And if you're wondering about the crystals that we're growing that take weeks instead of minutes, they are doing fantastic, and although the instructions say the liquid will evaporate and the crystals will grow in just 7 days, there's still a lot of liquid in the containers, and I want to see just how big these crystals can get, so I'm gonna leave those for another few days to see if they can get even bigger. So far it's been about 11 days and they're looking so good, so I apologize for the wait, but I appreciate your commitment being as high as mine in this process. I'll continue to update you on those in the next few days, but basically the moral of the story is that in the midst of being impatient, we figured out a way to grow instant towers of hot ice crystals in the matter of minutes. And that's the reason why I now have a few more interesting ideas I'm gonna try in the coming days, in addition to our long-awaited other crystals update. So stay tuned, let me know how tall you make your icy crystals, and don't forget to subscribe to your favorite woman in STEM.